This is Eric the Viking. I live in Scandinavia, and I have left Jehovah's Witnesses after far too many years. I'm not I'm not disfellowshipped. I have faded, and that I will do until the day my parents are gone, in pure respect for my family. I don't have a script on this video. I've been thinking a lot. I don't know exactly where I'm going with this video. Maybe just to tell my own story, and maybe others can relate and get something out of it. I'm a so-called third generation Jehovah's Witness. And just thinking about saying that I'm a third generation Jehovah's Witness means that I inherit this religion, like you inherit a debt like a debt to a house. You know, it's not really my choice. You're born into this, and you have to do this. You grow up in this, and it's all you know because you have been indoctrinated and basically get stuck in this system. You don't really know your way out. You don't really have many people on the outside. Growing up, you know, I always felt something was wrong, but you know, you never really have time or the energy to really make proper research, and that is maybe the whole problem for most Jehovah's Witnesses. You know, I'm in my 40s now, and it just now recent 2-3 years ago I've started doing proper research on the organization, even though I really started fading back in maybe 2015, 2016. It taken me far too long to really take a personal stance. But back in 2016, I got divorced, and I also lost my job. So I was out of work for a couple of months, and that, you know, combined with that, I did not have the energy or mental capacity to go to the meetings. People are looking down on you. I was the one who initiated the divorce. No hard feeling to my ex-wife. It just didn't work out, and the marriage was way overdue. You know, we both had troubled lives and we were not a good fit to each other, and I figured out that there there has to be something better than this life, and than just having to live in a ever misery. But the consequence of taking out a divorce or separation, and then getting divorced in Jehovah's Witnesses, is that, especially when you're a man, you are automatically the bad wolf, and people will simply cut you out of their life. Nobody will speak with you in meetings, and people not invite you anymore. People not come by for a cup of coffee. So all of a sudden you find yourself alone, and you know, that combined with unemployment is you suddenly have a lot of time on your hand. Of course, while trying to get back in the workforce, but you do have a lot of time to suddenly sit down and research. So I really never dared go into any quote-unquote apostate sites that I haven't done until maybe 2 years ago. So, and now it's 2025, so, you know, you do the math. But I figured there has to be something better than this, and I knew that I also wanted to maybe restart the family later in life, but I knew it could not be with a Jehovah's Witness sister again. I did some effort to try look into it after I eventually got scriptural free. As messed up as messed up of that process is, I will talk about that maybe on another video, because that's a crazy progress in itself. It's a process that's yeah. When you tell this process to worldly people, you know, they simply shake their head. They can't understand. But more on that. So here I am, finally free of this organization, and I have been lucky enough to keep a fairly decent family relation for now. We'll see. That might be able to change later to worse. Hopefully not. But it's as a fader, it's you know, you always have to play this mental games on pretending to be somewhat of a JW that just don't want to go to meetings anymore. Which is tough. It's a very hard tear on your mentality. Now I have gotten out of this with still my Christian faith in order. I've managed to keep my faith in God, but you know, everything I ever been taught, I simply have to consider it a lie. I just have to learn. I've been sitting down and reading the Bible on my own, and trying to learn on my own and make my own conclusion without any influence of someone else. You know, it's a very humbling experience, but I quite like it. It takes time, and you have to be humble, and you have to trust in God, and that's really all you can do. I'm you know, it's you know, being inside Jehovah's Witnesses, you know, you you don't really have any time for yourself. Every minute of your life is somewhat controlled. You know, as a man, of course, you have to provide for your family. You need a job. You know, you have to commute to your work. You know, you're getting home. You have to either just get ready for field service. You have to get ready for meetings. You have to go out. You have to study. You have to do this and do that. And the days flies by, and you're always so damn tired in this religion. You know, and that's something I've seen. People are so tired. People understand that the people in congregation. You know, if you ever been home, some people. Not that I snuck around in people's cupboards, but you know, sometimes you just open a cupboard just to get a toothpick or something, and you see people's prescribed antidepressant medicine in there. You know, it's and the alcoholism within the congregation is outstanding. I removed most Jehovah's Witnesses from social media. I don't want them there. Why should they look at my life? You know, that's, if you're trying to fade away, this is the number one place where you get busted. If you want to fade, either minimize your social media or just delete it, because that's where they will get you. Sooner or later, you will mess up somewhere. You will post something. You will answer some post or something, or you get tagged in a place where you by the congregation is not supposed to be. It can be something innocent, but you know how these elders are. They will track you. They will track you down if anyone shares something, and then you're up for the kangaroo court. So no, there's a lot of things in the organization that has really upset me going out of this. First of all, the absolutely inhuman treatment. People you known for 20, 30 years, people you know from almost kindergarten age, elders you helped, people you helped move, people you have sorted out problems for, people you helped out in their personal life, and from one day to another you simply don't exist. They don't even acknowledge you, even if you're not disfellowshipped, even if you haven't said anything. It's just that you don't go to meetings anymore, or just tell them you don't want to go to any meetings anymore. It's crazy. And then of course, majority of Jehovah's Witnesses, me included, have never done any proper research on this cult. And it is a cult. It's absolutely a cult. A cult. Jehovah's Witnesses was started by one man, Charles Taze Russell. He was one man. That's a cult. That's a definition of a cult leader. Now, in retrospect, I don't have any beef with Russell himself. He has had some really crazy research of his own, which doesn't make sense at all. If you could you imagine trying to go to meeting today in a book study and put up your hand and present his theories about measuring a pyramid to figure out when Christ would be back? You would be in that back room the second meeting was over. It's it's ludicrous. And then you have the psychopath Rutherford taking over from him. A man who openly support Adolf Hitler, and huge anti-Semite. He really talked ill about the Jews of Germany. And this is people. We learned a lot about Jehovah's Witnesses during World War II, and of course it's terrible that many brothers and sisters lost their life. But the people who were sent to concentration camp, they had an option that no one else had. The Jews didn't have it. The Gypsies. The political prisoners, the homosexuals, Freemasons, and other people that didn't fit society had. You had the possibility to sign a paper and you were free. And this is obviously because of Rutherford's correspondence with the Third Reich. It's so obvious, and they had it was up to them, but it's really messed up. Then you have Knorr and all these other people. I ask Jehovah's Witnesses online that comments on other people's video. Do you honestly believe that these 10 white guys and the one diversity hires really have a monopoly on the Bible? Do they have a monopoly on Bible truth? And they never ever answer you because they don't know. They know it's it's bollocks. And yes, Samuel Hurd is absolutely a diversity hire. He is there to serve a purpose, so others can see that they have some diversity in the governing body. He's the only black man or any man of color who have gotten that position. That you can call me whatever you want, but this is what it is. Which is also a very interesting thing, is that, is there no anointed in Africa? Is there no anointed in even in Europe? Yes, I know there's one guy who's from Austria. I can't remember his name. No one in Asia, and no in South America, Latin America, which is probably where it's most witnesses in the world. Just imagine Brazil, Mexico, which has a humongous population of witnesses. Are there no qualified man there to sit on the board? No. And that's why it's a cult. It's a corporation. And now you look into, them selling luxury properties around the place. Just recently I saw a link. They sold luxury condos. They sold all their luxury condos in Hong Kong. Why do they need luxury condos in Hong Kong? Very shady, incredibly shady in my book. Again, I'm probably going off script here again, although I don't really have one. But if you want to fade, it's absolutely possible, and you have to do your own research. Don't take anyone's word for it, regardless. Do your own research. Read old publications. Look outside the JW bubble. Make new friends outside. People on the outside, they are not cruel. They are good people. There's a lot of people who truly love God, and they try their best to live as good Christians. Or you can have non-Christian friends. I have a few of those as well. You don't have to speak about religion all the time, because we don't know what the afterlife is. There is no we don't have an exact answer. It's not science, it's faith. And faith is something you trust in, but you can't exactly prove. So we don't know. You can be open. Me personally, I have traveled a lot in Asia recent years. I've visited a few countries which does not have an Abrahamic religion as a base, like Japan, like Thailand, Hong Kong, China. And these countries, they work perfectly well regardless. In fact, they are some of these places are far more advanced than where I live here in Europe. So it's still they have really good working societies, and they have their own faith, and if that's right or wrong, I don't know. It's that's for them to decide. I trust in Jesus Christ, and that's the best I have found until now, and hopefully I'm right. I try to fade out surely and slowly. I I was lucky because I was not an elder. I was not a ministerial servant. Of course, getting divorced, you get reproved, which I will come back to on another video. But you can try. There's many good videos out there. It depends where you live. It depends on your culture. If you can move. That's probably the absolutely easiest. Minimize your social media. Try to get new friends on the outside. Focus on your income. In Jehovah's Witnesses, we are mainly very uneducated. Although most of us are in blue-collar jobs, which actually pays pretty damn good these days. Blue-collar jobs are amazing these days, and you can easily make a six-figure income if you put your mind to it. And now that you've figured it out, you have the time for it. Take some courses, take some more education, take more certifications. Me personally, last 3 years I have at least doubled my income, and I'm now in the six-figure bracket, and it's so much more relaxing to know that you don't have to stress with next bills. You don't have to stress with if your washing machine dies, if you have an unexpected thing on your car, you know, if you have to go to the dentist or something, you know you have money in the back. It's not a problem, you know. Getting a better income as well. You're finally able to travel around the world and actually see what's going on in the world, not only looking at YouTube and dreaming. You can actually do what you always wanted to do. So that's my advice that I can think of. I will try not to make this video so incredibly long. I know I can ramble on for forever. I will try to make some more videos. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section, and I will do my best to answer things in the best manner as I can. Any active Jehovah's Witnesses that wants to make a beef with me, you're more than welcome to write me as well. But if you don't answer my question in return, I will simply delete you. I have no more patience for you knuckleheads. If if you just want to try to make your point and run away, you can be an adult and answer questions. So until the next video, have a good day, everyone. Peace.